Japanese trike motorcycles were supposed to be the next big thing, blending stability with style. Instead, they're gathering dust in dealerships. Buyers aren't biting and dealers are slashing prices to move them. Stick around to see why these trikes missed the mark and which models are being practically given away. Number 7. Honda Goldwing Roadsmith Trike. It was designed to be the ultimate touring machine, offering unmatched comfort, stability, and power. This three-wheeled powerhouse was supposed to be the go-to for long-distance riders seeking luxury and reliability. Unfortunately, it did not quite hit the mark, and dealers are now struggling to find buyers willing to take it off their hands. At the heart of the Honda Goldwing Roadsmith Trike is the legendary 1833 cubic centimeter flat 6 engine. This powerhouse delivers 125 horsepower and 125 pound-feet of torque, providing the kind of smooth, relentless power that Goldwing enthusiasts have come to expect. The engine's flat 6 configuration ensures a low center of gravity, contributing to stability and a comfortable ride, even at highway speeds. Weighing in at approximately 1,200 pounds, the Goldwing Roadsmith Trike features a robust touring setup designed to carry both rider and passenger across vast distances without sacrificing comfort. The Roadsmith Trike conversion adds a reverse gear for easier maneuverability, a crucial feature given its considerable bulk. The suspension system includes a telescopic front fork and a dual-shock rear setup, which, combined with a low seating position, offers a plush and balanced ride. Braking duties are handled by dual front disc brakes and a single rear disc brake, providing reliable and controlled stopping power, whether cruising on open highways or navigating city streets. Despite its impressive specifications and touring pedigree, the Honda Goldwing Roadsmith Trike struggled to find its audience. One of the primary reasons was its cost. With conversion kits priced upwards of $10,000, many potential buyers felt that the investment was simply not worth it, especially when compared to the two-wheeled Goldwing, which offered superior agility at a lower cost. Additionally, the Trike's sheer size and weight made it less practical for everyday use. Touring enthusiasts, who typically value long-distance capability without sacrificing maneuverability, found the Roadsmith version too cumbersome, especially in urban settings or tight parking situations. For those who were not committed to full-time touring, the Trike's bulk and handling limitations were major deterrents. Another factor that contributed to the Roadsmith Trike's struggles was the brand loyalty among Goldwing fans. Many longtime riders who loved the two-wheeled Goldwing's balance and ease of use were reluctant to transition to the Trike version. They felt that the added wheel took away the bike's classic riding experience, making it feel more like a car than a motorcycle. Even though the Goldwing Roadsmith Trike is undeniably a feat of engineering, it ultimately failed to resonate with its core demographic. Honda aimed to merge luxury touring with three-wheeled stability, but the end product was too niche to attract significant attention. The hefty price, combined with a lack of practical appeal for most buyers, left it gathering dust in showrooms across the country. Stay tuned, because the next bike on our list also tried to merge comfort with practicality, but ended up being just too much. We dug deep into the specs, sorted through countless reviews, and broke down the real reasons why these legendary bikes are struggling today. Now you know what to avoid and why. If you appreciate the effort we put into making your bike choices easier, hit subscribe and like this video. Number 6. Yamaha Star Venture Trike. This was supposed to redefine the touring cruiser segment. Yamaha set out to create a trike that combined long-distance comfort with a rugged, imposing presence. It was meant to appeal to cruiser enthusiasts who valued power and stability while embracing luxury features. Unfortunately, this ambitious vision did not resonate with buyers, leaving dealerships with unsold inventory. At the core of the Star Venture Trike is an 1854 cubic centimeter V-twin engine. This power plant generates 90 horsepower and 126 pound-feet of torque, delivering enough muscle to carry heavy loads over long stretches of highway. On paper, it sounds like the perfect power source for a touring trike, offering the right mix of power and torque for both cruising and hauling. However, once riders hit the open road, they quickly discovered that numbers alone could not save this bike. Weighing approximately 960 pounds, this trike is a heavyweight in every sense. The suspension system includes a telescopic front fork and a single rear shock, both designed to offer a smooth and comfortable ride even over long distances. Braking duties are handled by dual front disc brakes and a single rear disc, providing solid stopping power. Despite the well-thought-out engineering, the bike's substantial weight significantly impacted maneuverability. Navigating tight urban areas or making low-speed turns became a cumbersome and tiring experience, leaving riders frustrated rather than impressed. One of the primary issues with the Starventure Trike was its sheer size. Touring bikes are expected to have a commanding presence, but this model took it to the extreme. Riders found the bulk difficult to manage, especially when navigating through city traffic or parking in tight spaces. While it felt more stable on the highway, the trade-off was a noticeable loss of agility, which is something many cruiser fans still expect despite the Trike configuration. Another challenge came from the price. With a starting cost of $32,500, the Starventure Trike positioned itself as a high-end model. This price tag placed it significantly above similar two-wheeled cruisers, making it harder for potential buyers to justify the investment. Enthusiasts often felt they were paying a premium for features they did not necessarily want, like luxury seating and advanced infotainment systems, while sacrificing the raw, visceral ride that defines classic cruisers. Adding to the problem was the confusion in its identity. Yamaha attempted to market the Starventure Trike as both a luxurious tourer and a rugged cruiser. This dual identity made it difficult for potential buyers to categorize the bike. Cruiser enthusiasts wanted a simple, bold ride with minimal frills, while touring riders were looking for practicality without sacrificing classic appeal. In trying to appeal to both groups, it ended up not fully satisfying either. In hindsight, the Starventure Trike serves as a reminder that more is not always better. Packing a motorcycle with features and making it larger does not necessarily equate to greater appeal. Yamaha's attempt to blend luxury with a cruiser mindset ultimately missed the mark, alienating both traditionalists and those seeking a refined touring experience. If you thought the Starventure Trike's ambitious blend of cruiser style and touring comfort was too much, wait until you see the next entry on our list. It tried to balance classic aesthetics with three-wheeled stability, but the result left many riders unimpressed. Number 5. Suzuki Boulevard C90T Trike. Suzuki aimed to take the iconic Boulevard series and transform it into a more stable three-wheeled machine. However, despite the promising concept, this trike did not quite hit the mark, leaving dealers with more inventory than they anticipated. At the heart of the Boulevard Trike is an engine that sounds promising on paper. The power plant is an 1164 cubic centimeter V twin engine, delivering 66 horsepower and 97 pound-feet of torque. These numbers suggest a balance of power and stability, theoretically ideal for a cruiser trike. However, when you take it on the road, the flaws become apparent. The engine's output feels adequate for a two-wheeled setup, but becomes noticeably less impressive when dealing with the added weight of the trike conversion. Riders often felt that the power delivery was sluggish, especially when accelerating from a stop or climbing steep inclines. One of the most significant issues with the Boulevard Trike was how the conversion affected its overall dynamics. Weighing in at around 965 pounds, it is undeniably heavy for a cruiser. The suspension system, comprising a telescopic front fork and dual rear shocks, was meant to cushion the ride and provide stability. However, the added bulk from the trike setup made it feel cumbersome, especially at lower speeds. Braking is managed by a single front disc and a rear disc which, while functional, felt slightly underpowered, given the bike's increased weight. The braking performance left some riders feeling uneasy, especially when maneuvering through tight urban areas or making sudden stops. The overall riding experience suffered from the trike's bulk and awkward handling characteristics. Cruiser enthusiasts, who typically appreciate the raw and responsive nature of traditional bikes, felt that the Boulevard Trike lacked that direct, visceral connection between rider and machine. The trike setup, while providing additional stability, also stripped away much of the dynamic feel that makes cruisers enjoyable to ride. Instead of feeling like a classic cruiser with extra support, It felt more like a cumbersome utility bike that struggled to deliver on the excitement front. Another issue was the aesthetic appeal. The original Boulevard C90T had a muscular, sleek look that appealed to those who wanted a bold cruiser presence on the road. The Trike conversion, however, disrupted that visual harmony. The added rear wheels and extended frame made it look bulkier and less streamlined, detracting from the bike's classic silhouette. For many cruiser fans, this change was enough to put them off, as the transformation made the Trike seem less like a motorcycle and more like a hybrid touring machine. Then there was the price. With a starting cost of $21,500, the Boulevard Trike positioned itself as a mid to high-range model. The problem was that potential buyers often compared it to similar two-wheeled models and found the price hard to justify. After all, the original Boulevard C90T in its standard form already offered robust performance and comfort without the added cost or weight of a Trike conversion. Spending thousands more for a version that felt less agile and less stylish just did not add up for most potential buyers. In hindsight, the Boulevard Trike serves as a cautionary tale about balancing innovation with tradition. While the idea of adding stability to a powerful cruiser seemed practical, the end result was a bike that did not quite fit into any established category. Up next, we have a Trike that promised practical commuting but failed to find its audience. Stay tuned for a story of ambition that never quite hit the road. Number 4. Yamaha Tricity E300. It had one clear mission: to make urban commuting safer and more stable. Yamaha marketed it as a revolutionary trike that combined three-wheel stability with scooter-like convenience. On paper, it seemed like the perfect solution for city dwellers seeking a reliable, low-maintenance way to navigate congested streets. However, the market did not quite see it that way, and the Tricity struggled to make a lasting impression. The Tricity 300 features a 292 cubic centimeter single-cylinder engine, delivering 28 horsepower and 21 pound-feet of torque. These performance figures are moderate, providing just enough power for daily urban commuting without being overly aggressive or intimidating for newer riders. Weighing 474 pounds, the Tricity is equipped with Yamaha's leaning multi-wheel technology, allowing the front wheels to tilt, which enhances stability during turns. The suspension system consists of telescopic front forks and a rear swing arm, designed to handle the challenges of city commuting. Braking is managed by dual front disc brakes and a single rear disc, ensuring reliable and responsive stopping power. This setup provides a smooth and controlled ride, whether weaving through traffic or cruising on urban roads. At first glance, the concept of a three-wheeled commuter with leaning technology seemed innovative. Yamaha hoped that combining scooter-like practicality with enhanced stability would appeal to urban riders looking for safety and convenience. However, the biggest challenge came down to the price. Initially priced at $10,600, the Tricity positioned itself as a premium urban mobility solution. This high cost made potential buyers think twice. Scooter enthusiasts found it too expensive compared to more traditional budget-friendly models. On the other hand, motorcycle riders did not appreciate the limited power and unconventional design, which made it look more like an oversized scooter than a reliable trike. The practicality was evident, but it lacked the visual and performance appeal to attract either demographic. Another factor working against the Tricity was the polarizing nature of its leaning trike design. Traditional trikes are valued for their stability and straightforward handling, but the leaning mechanism introduced complexity that not every rider appreciated. While some found the technology intriguing, others saw it as an unnecessary innovation that overcomplicated what a simple scooter could achieve. This division of opinion left the Tricity
in an uncertain position within the urban commuting market. The idea behind the Tricity was sound: offer the best of both worlds, the balance of a trike with the nimbleness of a scooter. However, the reality proved more complex. Yamaha underestimated how the market would react to a leaning trike with a relatively high price tag. Urban commuters typically prioritize affordability and simplicity, and the Tricity's design seemed to contradict those principles. Instead of revolutionizing city commuting, it became an oddity that struggled to find a dedicated fan base. The real issue was not just the concept itself, but also Yamaha's perception of the urban rider. While stability is undoubtedly a selling point, it is not enough to justify the significantly higher cost when similar performance can be found in more affordable two-wheeled scooters. The Tricity aimed to redefine urban mobility, but its high price and unconventional features alienated the very audience it was designed to attract. And if you thought a three-wheeled commuter trying to be a scooter was ambitious, wait until you see the next Trike on our list. Coming up is a model that tried to be both a trike and a bagger, but failed to capture the spirit of either. Stay tuned for the next surprising entry. Number 3. Yamaha Niken GT.
When Yamaha unveiled the Niken GT, it sparked a whirlwind of curiosity and controversy among motorcycle enthusiasts. This was a machine that defied convention, a three-wheeled sport touring motorcycle with dual tilting front wheels. Unlike anything else on the market, Yamaha positioned it as a groundbreaking concept that would redefine sport touring. The promise? A perfect blend of motorcycle agility with unparalleled front-end stability, making it an ideal choice for spirited rides through twisty mountain roads or long-distance touring with extra confidence. The Niken GT is powered by an 847 cubic centimeter inline triple engine derived from the MT-09. This powerhouse delivers 115 horsepower and 64 pound-feet of torque, providing a dynamic and responsive ride. Weighing 580 pounds, the Niken GT features dual tilting front wheels designed to enhance stability and cornering grip. The suspension system includes dual telescopic front forks and a rear monoshock, engineered to handle a wide range of terrains smoothly. Braking is managed by dual front disc brakes and a single rear disc, delivering strong and consistent stopping power for both city cruising and highway touring. This combination ensures that the Niken GT feels stable and controlled, whether leaning into a sharp turn or tackling a long, straight stretch. As a sport touring machine, the Niken GT comes well equipped for long rides. It features a comfortable seat, heated grips, a tall windscreen, and hard panniers for carrying luggage. Yamaha promoted it as the ultimate sport touring bike, blending cutting-edge technology with long-distance comfort. Riders who dared to try it out reported a unique sense of confidence when leaning into corners. The dual-wheel front suspension system, while unconventional, performed impressively well, offering grip and stability even on wet or uneven surfaces. However, despite its innovative engineering, the Niken GT was met with lukewarm enthusiasm from the motorcycle community. The issue wasn't so much about performance, it was perception. Riders struggled to get past the unusual front-end design. To many, it looked more like a sci-fi concept than a serious sport touring motorcycle. This unconventional aesthetic made it difficult to categorize. Was it a motorcycle, a trike, or something entirely new? This identity crisis made it a tough sell, even among sport touring fans who usually embrace innovation.
One significant drawback was the complexity of the front suspension. Although it delivered on its promise of stability and improved cornering, maintaining the dual-wheel system turned out to be more expensive and complicated than anticipated. Potential buyers were put off by concerns about maintenance costs, especially since many mechanics were unfamiliar with the unique suspension configuration. The fear of costly repairs, coupled with a lack of servicing expertise, made the Niken GT less attractive to potential owners. Then there was the price. Initially priced at $20,000, the Niken GT positioned itself as a premium model in the sport touring segment. However, many riders found it hard to justify the cost, especially when more traditional sport tourers offered proven reliability at a lower price point. The Niken GT's premium price tag became a significant barrier, as buyers could choose well-established models with familiar designs and dependable performance for much less. If you thought the Niken GT's bold attempt at revolutionizing sport touring was daring, wait until you hear about the next Trike on our list. It tried to dominate the touring segment with classic cruiser appeal, but ended up leaving dealerships wondering how to move these bulky machines. Stay tuned for another surprising entry. Number 2. Kawasaki Voyager 1700 Trike. When Kawasaki released the Voyager 1700 Trike, they had high expectations. The idea was simple yet bold, combined the classic American touring style with the reliability and precision of Japanese engineering. Kawasaki envisioned the Voyager as the perfect blend of rugged long-haul capability and dependable performance, directly challenging established cruiser brands while maintaining the renowned reliability associated with Japanese motorcycles. It features a powerful 1,700 cubic centimeter V twin engine, delivering 73 horsepower and 108 pound-feet of torque. This setup is well suited for hauling heavy loads while maintaining stability on long rides, making it ideal for extended touring. Weighing in at 895 pounds, the Voyager is a hefty machine designed for comfort and control. It comes equipped with anti-lock brakes, cruise control, and plush seating, all aimed at making long-distance travel more enjoyable. The suspension consists of a telescopic front fork and dual rear shocks, engineered to absorb bumps and maintain ride quality even when fully loaded. Braking duties are managed by dual front disc brakes and a single rear disc, providing reliable stopping power whether cruising on the highway or maneuvering through town. This combination of features ensures that the Voyager feels stable and comfortable over long stretches of road. On paper, the Voyager 1700 Trike had everything a touring enthusiast could want: smooth power delivery, an iconic V-twin rumble, and plenty of comfort features to tackle long rides. Kawasaki even emphasized the bike's touring credentials by including spacious saddlebags and a large rear trunk, perfect for storing gear during extended trips. The promise was clear: long-distance capability without the premium price tag of more expensive American cruisers. However, despite its strong specs and practical features, the Voyager 1700 Trike struggled to gain traction among its intended audience. One of the biggest issues was perception. Cruiser fans simply did not see it as a genuine American-style tourer. Despite Kawasaki's efforts to mirror the styling of iconic American touring bikes, many felt that the Trike looked too modern and lacked the raw, visceral feel expected from a classic V-twin machine. Cruiser enthusiasts, who often show strong brand loyalty, found it difficult to accept a Japanese interpretation of a fundamentally American concept. On the other hand, touring riders who were less concerned about brand identity found the Trike to be overly bulky and cumbersome. Maneuvering nearly 900 pounds around town proved to be more of a challenge than they expected, and even on the open road, the bike felt sluggish compared to lighter touring models. The weight, while contributing to stability, made it less agile and responsive, especially during low-speed maneuvers. Price also played a role in its lack of success. Initially priced at $18,000, the Voyager 1700 Trike aimed to compete with high-end American touring models. However, potential buyers often felt that the combination of bulk, modern aesthetics, and Japanese branding did not justify the cost. Even though the bike offered advanced features like anti-lock brakes and cruise control, these additions were not enough to sway cruiser purists or convince touring enthusiasts to invest. If you thought that was a big flop, wait until you hear about the next Trike that nobody saw coming, especially not from this iconic brand. Stay tuned for a story of unexpected missteps and ambitious designs that failed to connect. Number 1. Suzuki B-King Trike conversion. This thing was infamous long before anyone ever imagined strapping two wheels at the back. Designed as a hyper-naked powerhouse, it was originally crafted to dominate the streets with raw power and agile handling. The concept was simple. Take the brutal acceleration of the legendary Hayabusa engine and package it in a muscle-bound, naked bike format. The B-King features a 1,340 cubic centimeter inline four-cylinder engine inherited from the iconic Hayabusa, delivering 181 horsepower and 108 pound-feet of torque. This combination offered explosive acceleration and unmatched street performance when it first hit the market. Weighing around 500 pounds, the B-King features inverted front forks and a rear monoshock for precise handling and stability. Braking is managed by dual front disc brakes and a single rear disc, providing strong stopping power whether blasting down the highway or weaving through urban streets. The aggressive styling, wide aluminum handlebars, and minimalist bodywork all contribute to the bike's corner-carving precision, making it a favorite among speed enthusiasts. However, when trike kits hit the aftermarket, some visionaries saw an opportunity to blend muscle bike aesthetics with three-wheeled stability. Unfortunately, the reality proved more Frankenstein than functional. These typical conversions involved adding a heavy steel subframe, dual rear axles, and massive wheels, bumping the curb weight from about 500 pounds to around 600. While that might sound reasonable for a touring trike, the B-King's original chassis, suspension, and steering geometry were never designed to accommodate that much added mass. What once felt nimble and predatory on the road now lumbered around like an unbalanced beast. Early adopters were intrigued by the concept on paper, imagining the B-King's brutal acceleration combined with the stability of a trike. In practice, however, the conversion shifted the bike's center of gravity so dramatically that cornering became a chore rather than a thrill. Factory-built trikes balance their weight evenly and often incorporate electronic stability control. The B-King trike, on the other hand, retained its stock frame and inverted front fork, leading to unpredictable handling. What once darted through tight turns like a panther now plodded through corners like a stubborn ox. The aesthetic transformation also failed to impress. The B-King's minimalist lines and sculpted fuel tank suddenly looked out of place behind oversized trike fenders. The low, aggressive front no longer matched the widened, bulky rear, creating a visual mismatch that left purists shaking their heads. What once looked sleek and intimidating now seemed more suited for a carnival parade than a high-speed street run. Another significant barrier was cost. Aftermarket trike kits generally start at several $1,000s, and installation often requires custom fabrication and precise tuning. The Suzuki B-King itself, originally priced at $12,000, became significantly more expensive post-conversion. A basic trike kit could cost upwards of $1,595, and when labor and other necessary upgrades were included, the final price tag rivaled purpose-built touring trikes from established manufacturers. For many riders, the idea of investing that much money in a concept that felt off balance from the start simply didn't make sense. So here's the question for you. Would you take a chance on a B-King trike if the price dropped low enough, or does the idea of a muscle bike turned trike still feel awfully off balance? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.